Oh. Right. Good afternoon. My first day back to work in the States after being in Dubai for 3 weeks, and it's been a really nice morning so far. It's perfect weather out. Horses have been amazing. He's a little bit jumpy today. He just pulled his fly mask off and hung it up on the railing of the stall over there, and he started getting a little jumpy when the wind blew it off the railing over there. So, and then when I went to flip the lead rope over his neck, he was a little jumpy with that too. But I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. Ooh, we got some stuff blowing in front. I hope you had a really nice weekend, and the Mondays are starting out great. Sorry, I don't have my microphone today, so I'll speak up a little bit. Hopefully the wind isn't bothering you too much. So this guy is a team roping horse, and he's a very, very good roping horse. He competes a lot at the big team ropings in Vegas, and obviously does a lot here in Arizona too, but he's won his owners a lot of money, and they turn around and spend a lot of it on him to keep him feeling good. So this is just a maintenance adjustment for him. This is the third time I've worked on him, and he's a once a month customer now. So I'll be doing a lot of lives and a lot of videos with him just because he's so well behaved and easy to record. Yeah, could be a little camera shy. Last time I did a live with him, he moved around quite a bit. So we'll see how he is today. We'll just work with him and try to keep him in the frame as much as I can. Just got back from Dubai. Fortunately, I didn't have a lot of opportunities to record any lives over there, but I will be posting a lot of videos from my trip here pretty soon, so keep an eye out for those. I'm also working on a stretching manual for horses. I have my Equine stretching masterclass on my website, my video series, and now I'm making a manual for that video series, which you'll be able to buy separately from that, at quite a decreased rate than the videos. And I'm also going to package that together with my video stretching series. So if you want to get both of those, there'll be a combined package with a little bit of a discount off of both. So keep an eye out for those. And I'm going to get started on him. Let me know if you guys have any questions or comments while I'm working. So I like to start on the hind end first. I'm going to turn him around. So I like to start back here first and just check pelvic movement and comfort back here. Last time when I did this one, he wanted to move around quite a bit, so usually they'll start to learn what you're doing after a couple of times. So we'll see how he does. He's pretty sensitive to the flies, so if you see him moving and swishing, that's why. Try to get the flies off of him. This is where, having somebody to hold them comes in handy. Especially with a big horse like him, sometimes it's hard to keep them in the frame, so it's nice to have some help. But I'll just go slowly back here. A lot of times if you just start nice and slowly back here, whoa, and you're just being deliberate, then they'll stand still. His reaction is kind of like, I don't know what you're doing, kind of hesitant. There we go. And it's, until he's like gets it in his head that you're not doing anything that's going to hurt him, you know, he wants to walk away. But he's a super smart horse, so you know he'll pick up on it pretty quickly here. So yeah, thank you guys for watching my live. Let me know if you have any comments or questions. I always love to answer questions on here. And if you haven't followed, you know, subscribe to my channel. I'd greatly appreciate that as well. I'm gonna start doing some subscription options where I'll be working on a horse and my subscribers can come in. It's just gonna be subscribers only, where they can ask questions. I can do some stretches and I can show you how to do the stretches, and you can ask, I'll give you some feedback. And just a way for people to get more one-on-one access and learn some things they can do with their horses. So subscribers will obviously get notified about that first. So if you'd like to subscribe, I'd love to have you. So I'm going to check his other side, do the same thing. He's got his foot relaxed on the left side, so you'll watch him square up as I do this. There he goes. So when you start these little movements back here, this one I like to call the there we go, good boy. That one I like to refer to as the hula, because I'm basically using the root of the tail and getting them to do a little salsa like this. I'm getting them to laterally flex the pelvis left and right, and I'm checking to see, are they comfortable going both directions? Do they go both directions equally? Does he tense up and try to pull away more on one side than the other? So that's just a big general scan of how the pelvis is moving, how the spine is moving, and also, you know, what their mental state is when I'm back there. So it serves a couple of purposes. But when I'm working, when I'm evaluating a horse, I'm always evaluating from the top down, from the big picture down. So I do this movement, you know, to see how the whole pelvis is moving, how the spine is moving, if any area is hurt when I apply a little bit of pressure with my hand that's on the back. And then if I notice anything that's kind of sticky or not moving very well, or their head comes up or their ears go back when I'm pushing or while I'm applying that pressure, then I kind of go and I zoom in and try to figure out exactly where the problem is coming from. But just to get them moving and get them laterally flexing through the pelvis is a really good thing to do if you have performance horses, to get them kind of loosened up and to get them stretched out, get them warmed up before you perform. So I like, that's either called the hula or the spinal dynamic mobilization. And that's also on my equine stretching masterclass where I trained. So I'm a human chiropractor, so I went to school to become a human chiropractor first, and then I went to a program called Options for Animals, which is in Kansas City. But I don't adjust how they taught. That was a really amazing class for neurology, for anatomy, for physiology, for the zoological conditions, all of that stuff. But I adjust the way I learned from Dr. Jay Komarick and Dr. Petra Solwald, who they teach a class up in Mancos, Colorado. It's called Animal Continuing Education, I believe, or Animal Chiropractic Education, one of the two. And they teach a really amazing equine adjusting course there, as well as a canine course. So that's where I learned what I do, and then I put my own spin on it as well. All right, so I'm going to turn him around again. So I'm going to hit some pressure points back here, get him to arch his back and drop his pelvis. So I'm going to get him to rotate his pelvis down and forward first into extension like this. There we go. So you can kind of see his pelvis go from a more rounded position to a more horizontal position. And that's what happens at the SI joints as they bring their legs behind. So obviously one leg is going behind at a time, but what we're doing here is making him drop his pelvis down and forward as if both legs were going behind. And that way I can see what the SI joints are doing, if they're moving equally, if one is sore when I'm applying pressure, or if he's not willing to move one side as well as the other. So it's just another overall top-down evaluation. And then this is for, and then this one is for flexion, to get him to lift his back. So I'm going to apply pressure back here. Hold. Hold. And get him to lift his back. Hold. You can see him walking out of that one a little bit, so he's not a huge fan of any pressure back there, but we're going to keep trying. There we go. Got a couple little releases out of there. Oftentimes, if they're just walking out of it like that before you apply the pressure, it doesn't really mean that it's hurting them or bothering them. They're just kind of unsure of what you're doing. They might be a little bit sensitive back there on the skin and not want that pressure. So if I start applying that pressure and they start walking away like that, I'll just kind of hit the pressure points really quickly as they're walking away to get that flexion. And many times, like I just got with him, you'll get some audible releases by doing that. And then hopefully they'll be a little bit easier when you try to go back there and do that one. But some horses, they just don't prefer the pressure points. And if you push it too hard, then they're not going to relax for you the rest of the time, and you're kind of just going to lose them mentally. So if you have a horse that's just not really enjoying the pressure points, not really wanting you to do them, is kind of walking away, especially if they're being aggressive about it, then just don't do them. Just go back to doing the manual motion palpation, or the spinal dynamic motion, or the hula to check the pelvis, and just leave the pressure points alone. But that was good. And oftentimes, depending on the discipline that the horse participates in or competes in, you'll have certain things that are harder with those horses than others. You know, rope horses like him, they're usually not very sensitive. Oh, that was a really nice release in the neck. They're not really that sensitive because they're old ranch horses. They've been used a lot, they've been worked a lot, so they're just not as responsive usually as other disciplines. So sometimes it can be harder to elicit the reflexes on rope horses than others, just because they're just not very sensitive to that light pressure. So he was good to the right. Let's check to the left. That's beautiful. That's really good. I always expect rope horses to be better to the left because that's the way they're always turning. That's the way they're always going when they're competing. So they're used to going to the left. Usually the right side's a little bit tougher on rope horses. So, and when they're so good like that, coming around to the side and their motion is so good, there's really not a whole lot to do in the neck when that's the case. But I always like to stretch the pole and just give them a little bit of relief up here. There's nothing to adjust because he moved perfectly. So I'm just gonna stretch this out a little bit and try to give him a little bit of relief, some good feelings up here. And you can see how much he's liking that, just really doesn't care. There we go, that little bit of a rotation the other way. That's a good boy. And usually they'll start licking and chewing after or while you're doing that one because you're just stretching the muscles up at the pole. There we go. And usually that feels really good to them. The owner's about to come in, so I'm going to end the live, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe. Thank you. We'll keep it rolling. Let's see. All right. Let's see. Yeah, we'll see how it goes here. Good boy. Let's get stretch here. Oh, how's it going?
Good, how you doing, man?
I'm good, thanks. Yeah, so really good up at the pole. Whew. Are you Evangeline's husband?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Mike Adney. Oh, nice to meet you.
Yeah. This is for the pickup.
All right, sounds good. How's he been feeling?
He's been doing good.
Oh, great.
Even though funny and nothing lined up, I think he needed all that done.
Oh man.
Because he's working pretty good in the arena now.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, he had a lot of stuff in his legs on that first one.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised he's feeling good.
Yeah, because I kind of pushed him too much, and then I laid off because after the feet,
Uh-huh.
and then I just let let him stay there. Right now, I took him out yesterday. He did pretty good.
Awesome, awesome.
And right now, I just need to get him ready for the end of the month again.
What's going on then?
I'm taking him to BFI in Oklahoma City.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm working off on him. We're both going together, me and JT.
Oh, perfect.
So he's my hitter.
All right. And do you head or heel off of him?
I heel off.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He can't pull that much because the legs are just too skinny.
Yeah.
I don't want to put too much pressure on it, but I try not to put too much pressure on the heel side.
Yeah.
I dial it up. Sometimes I put it a bit, but I just let it go real quick. The legs are just down up.
And he's a little bit older too, isn't he?
Yeah, he's 15
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Man, what a good head on him though. Just the nicest horse to work on.
And then I bought this one again, this black one over here.
Oh, all right.
And I'm just trying to get along with him now. Get along with him.
Yeah. It's she's the one over on the end, or where is
Yeah,
she?
right here, the pool by that soil away.
Oh, okay.
There's two in one pencil.
Is she just kind of fresh, or?
I guess he was roping off of her for a bit, and then kind of stayed away from her. Started rope on her because the guy didn't have enough money to enter the rodeo.
Okay.
And that.
Gotcha.
So I bought it from him because he didn't have enough money to buy hay and
Oh, really?
stables and stuff like that. So,
Oh, wow. So you got a good price on her?
yeah, I got a good price on her. It
Good.
was actually for more, but I don't know. Either take it or leave it.
Yeah, you're doing him a favor. So, man. And how old is she?
He's 8.
Oh, okay. This guy's just your typical rope horse, just tough, you know?
Yeah.
Tough and
And a big bone,
heavy
everything,
bones.
Yeah. It's a real good horse.
yeah, oh, absolutely.
And I think he's buying that one too, right there.
The gray?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
That one's turning 4 in June.
Oh, wow.
That came from Missouri. I think it came in Thursday last week.
Oh, okay. Did he have him brought over, or he just showed up?
Yeah, he had him brought over.
Okay.
Oh, the lady that owns this one and those other 2 over there, she's the one that owns her. And he's buying it from her.
Okay. It's not the lady that owns the facility, is it?
No.
Okay.
Let me see
There we go. So that was a really good pole extension stretch there. Which is always a good stretch to do for maintenance purposes. And like a typical rope horse, this guy has really heavy bones. Which is what you want with the head horse, because then they can really turn those cows. Boy. Yeah, he's real tight in the shoulders, so I'm just gonna stretch him out here. Oh, that's a good boy. That's a good boy. See how thick he is across his chest. These huge biceps that he has. He's in really, really good shape. Owner just said they're going to Oklahoma to compete in a big team roping event at the end of the month. Good boy. I love their stretches. Highly recommend stretching your horses if you have any performance horses or horse that you even trail ride with. Yeah, he's super cool, this guy. Super amazing performance horse, and also just some amazing mind on him as well. Oh, right. Let's check out the other leg. I don't know how to say your name, but thanks for the comment. Glad you caught me before you went to sleep. A lot of times when you just lift the leg like this, you'll get some releases in the knees and the shoulder. It'll take a whole lot sometimes. Boy. He just leans right into that stretch. Whew. Sometimes if you're not prepared, they'll push you right over, so you gotta be ready for that. Oh, that's a good boy. Super cool horse right here.
So did you get that one done over there?
Not yet, no. I just got here about
okay.
15-20 minutes ago.
Oh, okay. All right, man. I'm going to head back to work.
Sounds good. It's good to meet you.
Yeah. Hey, let's the gate open, so on your way out, just lock it.
Okay, will do. Thank you very much. All right. So let's get we'll get his back legs done here. I'm going to turn him around. And I got him all tangled up in the good job. There. All right, let's check his back legs. Thank you guys for tuning into the live. I appreciate the likes. If you haven't liked the video yet, please consider doing so. That helps me out a lot, and always consider subscribing. Love to have you on future lives and as an audience for my videos. Lots of muscle to stretch back here. Oh, good boy. It's really good. You can see how wide he is back here, you know, and how much muscle mass he has back here. So when you're stretching a horse like this, you really have to use a lot of lower body so you don't hurt yourself. Oh, good boy. So I'm gonna get this other leg stretched as well. Check his hip. Good boy. Oh, good boy. That's a good boy. I've been doing this for almost 8 years now, and every time I do that, I'm still surprised that they don't try to kick you. But they don't. They usually stand there and tolerate it just fine. So I'm going to get his jaw all stretched out, and then I'll be all done with him, and then I have one more horse to do here. But this is a really great stretch to do for your horses if they're head shy, if they're head tossing. Ooh. If they seem like they're uncomfortable with the TMJ, or if they, have trouble taking the bit. Just a really nice, comfortable stretch to do for them with just a little pressure point. And I call it a pressure point, but it's really kind of a misnomer because I'm not really putting much pressure. I'm just putting my thumb in a particular spot that causes them to do that. And you can see his jaw going back and forth, left and right. And that's really what I'm looking for, as well as just wanting to see him open his mouth nice and wide when I'm on both sides, just like that. So I'm looking for that lower jaw to be going left and right. There we go. And then I let that go. So that just puts a stretch into the joint capsule around the TMJ, the temporomandibular joint. And that stretch sends a lot of information to the cerebellum, right to the primary motor cortex of the brain. And it's almost like recalibrating the brain to the position of the joint. And just something so simple can make a huge difference. So even if your horse isn't having problems, that's a really good stretch to do before you perform, because giving the brain all that positional information really helps them to use their body and control their joints more accurately. He's such a sweet guy. God, love this horse. All right, so he's all done. I'm gonna pop his fly mask back on. Right. All right. I'm gonna move on to another horse just on the other side of the facility. He's sitting right over there, right there. So we're gonna go over there to him. I'll restart up another live, and I hope to see you guys on it. Thank you so much for watching.